A new report from the Internal Displacement Monitoring Center says the number of people displaced in Africa has tripled to 35 million. Of these, 32.5 million abandoned their homes due to conflict and violence. The report, published on Tuesday, says government efforts to address internal displacement on the continent have been commendable but not enough. Mohammed Yusuf has more on the plight of the displaced.
24-year-old Amani Kalindi has not known peace since he was a boy growing up in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The truck driver is one of millions of Africans displaced from their homes due to conflict, disasters and climate change. Kalindi says, we live in constant fear. Everywhere we go, seeking safety, we face new dangers and are forced to flee again. War has been a constant problem, with foreign armed groups invading our country to fight over its resources and minerals. With nowhere else to turn, he says, he decided to come to Uganda and seek refuge in a camp. Kalindi came to Uganda on Saturday after spending years in Ituri and North and South Kivu provinces in the DRC. Escaping danger, he joined millions of others from Africa and beyond in registering as a refugee. In a new report published Tuesday, the Geneva-based Internal Displacement Monitoring Center says the large majority of people displaced worldwide are in Africa. The report looks at the new trends and developments of the displaced from 2009 to 2023 and finds that the number of people forced from their homes has tripled to 35 million. Almost 93% are displaced due to conflict and violence, and 26 million of them are displaced in just 5 countries: the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Somalia and Sudan. Experts say poverty, inequality and marginalization are among the many factors that fuel conflict and violence, and armed groups have exploited these grievances, which create more displacements. IDMC Director Alexandra Bilak says violence is not solely blamed for the crisis.
So 5 countries on the African continent are generating the most conflict-related internal displacement. But what our report also shows, as I said, is that disaster displacement is also rising. We are now reporting 6 times more disaster displacements than 15 years ago.
Floods and droughts trigger the majority of disaster displacements. IDMC researchers warn climate change will make these weather-related events more frequent and intense, and they expect these displacement trends to continue. With the heightening conflict in Sudan, the chronic armed conflict in DR Congo, and weather-related disasters hitting communities, Balik says it's hard to see the numbers going down.
It's hard to be optimistic. We know that with the impacts of climate change, the disasters that we're seeing already today are likely to increase in the future. We have seen prolonged periods of droughts across the Horn of Africa. And without more investments in the underlying causes of this displacement, we fear that the numbers will indeed continue rising.
The Internal Displacement and Monitoring Center notes that some African countries have developed national policies to protect and assist internally displaced persons in accordance with a 2009 African Union Agreement.
Dr. Faustine Ndugulile, Kigamboni MP and World Health Organization Africa Director-elect, died early Wednesday morning while undergoing treatment in India, officials said. Tanzania Parliamentary Speaker Dr. Tulia Ackson confirmed the news in a brief statement shared on Parliament's social media platform. He said, "I'm deeply saddened by the passing of Dr. Faustine Ndugulile, the MP for Kigamboni and WHO Regional Director-elect for Africa. On behalf of all members of Parliament, I extend heartfelt condolences to his family, residents of Kigamboni and all Tanzanians," Dr. Ackson said. The statement did not disclose the nature of Dr. Ndugulile's illness. He was aged 55 years old. President Samia Suluhu Hassan mourned the MP, terming his death a significant loss. She said, "I have received with great sadness the news of the passing of Honorable Dr. Faustine Ndugulile. His death is a significant loss, not only to the people of Kigamboni, but all Tanzanians. A former Deputy Minister of Health, Dr. Ndugulile, was nominated WHO Africa Regional Director at the 74th WHO Regional Committee session in Brazzaville, Republic of Congo in August 2024. He was to take over the post from Botswana's Dr. Mashindiso Moeti in February 2025. Dr. Ndugulile was a medic and a lawyer trained at the University of Dar es Salaam and the University of Western Cape, South Africa. He was a member of the Pan-African Parliament from 2015 to 2017 and the Africa Regional Representative to the International AIDS Society from 2008 to 2016. After his election to the WHO's Africa Regional Director in August this year, Dr. Ndugulile remained MP for Kigamboni constituency and was set for resignation at the end of the year.